Hey, who's ready to get steamy? Oh, something sticky on the counter. So I'm going to post a link for the ebook that I created to go along with this workshop. I posted it a little bit earlier in my reminder message, but I will post it again after this workshop closes. So if you want to follow along, grab that link for the ebook. Yours will be purple because I printed mine in black and white to save some color ink, but it looks very nice in purple on the page. So I'm going to go through this book. We're going to cook up some food, going to give you some ideas, ask any questions you want in the comments there. And my hope for this is that you guys will, as it says on the front of the book, tips and tricks and recipes to get the most out of your Epicure steamers while spending the least amount of time in the kitchen. So I want you guys using your steamers, not just having them collect dust, saving money by not eating out, and eating healthy. So let's do that. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the different steamers. So I've got the three main steamers here. You might have other steamers that aren't in the line right now, like the omelet maker or the short square steamer. I've got those too. But we're only going to talk about the three that are available right now. So the first one is the multi-purpose steamer. So this is the big square one that comes with the multi-purpose tray. So in that book you'll see me refer to the multi-purpose tray. That's this guy that goes inside your multi-purpose steamer. So this guy is great for one-pot meals, batch cooking. You can do big portions in here. The tray also makes great recipes that have things that need to drip, like bacon, meatballs, hamburgers, or anything that needs to get crispy, like potato chips, can all be done on the tray. So it holds 14 cups, which is like 4 to 6 servings for most meals. Has a tray for separating, straining, and more. Yeah, so you can also use it for separating. So one of the recipes you'll see in there is pierogies. So put your pierogies on top, your bacon underneath, and everybody gets steamy together. So storage tip, flip your tray over and it sits flat in the bottom, so it takes up less space in your cupboard. Steamer number 2 is our round steamer. So this one is a bit more sturdy than the multi-purpose steamer. You'll find this one, when you take it out, is a bit flimsy. So if you're worried about that, leave it on a plate in your microwave and then you won't worry about sloshing things around. But for heavy things and soups, I like to go to the round steamer because it just has a bit more bulk to it, and then I'm not worried about pouring the soup on myself. Again, put a plate underneath it and you won't worry about, because you can just remove the plate. So the round steamer is about the same size, 14 3/4 cups. So 3/4 of a cup bigger than the multi-purpose steamer, and 4 to 6 servings of most meals. Now our little guy is the rectangular steamer. So this one is great for 1 to 2 servings. So if you live alone or students to take this to university, or if you're just preparing meals that are small. I use this one a lot for baking. So I do my banana breads in here, my cheesecakes in here, or I do a side of vegetables to go with whatever our main meal is in our main steamers. Now, what I don't want you to do is to store them like this in your cupboard, because that'll make you mad. They'll fall over. They'll take up too much space. Okay, don't do this. Can you see this giant stack of steamers? That's silly. Let me show you my storage tip. All these three fit together. So, multi-purpose tray in the bottom of the multi-purpose steamer, round steamer inside, rectangle steamer inside, and check this out. Have you ever noticed that there's an indent in these lids? Boop. That's because the lids fit together. So pop them in, and it takes up no space in your cupboard versus that giant stack if you stack them all together. So another tip before we get started with the cooking is this folds down to like nothing. Jam it in your suitcase, your carry-on. Take it with you to the hotel. So if you're going traveling, if your kids are on sports teams, if you're worried about eating healthy on the road, throw this in your bag, throw this in your suitcase, pop it in the microwave at the hotel. If you don't have a microwave in your room, the microwave is always in where the continental breakfast is. So you don't have to have the eggs that have been sitting there all day. You don't have to have the muffins and waffles. Take this downstairs, pop it in your microwave, do a little bit of grocery shopping, grab your amazing Epicure seasonings, do your tacos in the hotel, do your popcorn in the hotel. Do it all at the hotel. Everything from that awesome book that somebody put together. Now the other thing I want to talk about before we get going here on the recipes is the steamer best friends. So these two I would say are my steamer's best friends. So the silicone knife has a steel core in it, and this stops me from stabbing through my steamer with a sharp knife. So cutting lasagna, cutting baking, cutting anything in my steamer, brownies, banana bread. Don't use a sharp knife. The silicone knife has a steel core, so it makes it nice and sturdy. It also makes an awesome spatula. You can lift with it, you can smear with it. It's great for getting down to the bottom of peanut butter jars too. But we're not talking about tools today. The ground meat separator is the other steamer's best friend. I use this all the time. As you guys know who've been around, I never remember to take my meat out of the freezer, so I throw the frozen hunk of ground beef in here. I throw the lid on, pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes, mash it up with the ground meat separator, throw it in for another 3 minutes, and the food is cooked. The beef is cooked, and I've broken it up with this awesome ground meat separator. So, 2 things that you want to have if you have steamers. Now, let's get some food going before I talk about the features. So, I'm not doing too much cooking today. You guys have seen lots of cooking, but I am going to get some stuff. I already prepared it because you have seen me cut the chicken with my Prep Pro scissors before. You have seen me cut peppers with my amazing chef knife before. So that's 2 chicken breasts, so about a pound of chicken and 2 peppers. In the microwave, we are going to do chicken souvlaki. So this says 2 pounds of chicken breast. I'm only going to use half this package. I'm not using 2 cups of cherry tomatoes. I'll add those on fresh after. 1 sliced yellow pepper, 1 small red onion. Well, I'm using 2 peppers and no onion. We're going to do about half this package because I didn't use 2 pounds of chicken. Let's say that. And then we're going to add in a little bit of oil and lemon juice, which I didn't take out either. So here we go. It's all going to work out. A little bit of oil. We're going to give it a toss around. Now, while I toss this, any guesses how long I'm going to cook chicken souvlaki in the microwave for? I will tell you that the back of the package says sheet pan 425 Fahrenheit for 18 minutes or until chicken is cooked through. How long should we put it in the microwave for? What do you think? You can cheat too, it's in the book. Any guesses? Also make sure when you're using your steamer, these vent lids don't go towards the handle, because then you're going to grab the handle and get steamed. Boop. 8 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes. I think I got 6 to 8 minutes on there. I'm going to start with 8 minutes. Now my microwave was like $50. It's not a fancy one. So I'm going to start with 8 minutes. I'm going to check it, and I might have to add a few more minutes, but that's okay. Because I have flying things. I have my meat thermometer, so we can check it as we go. Okay, so some features of these awesome steamers. They're microwave safe. We know that. We've got that. Most of this ebook covers the fact that they're going to be used in the microwave. But They're also oven safe, so you can put them in the oven up to 425 Fahrenheit. You can use it like a non-stick casserole dish, cook your lasagna in it, cook your casseroles in it. Easy to clean, no sticky cheese. Now, if you're making a lasagna or if you're making enchiladas or something like a casserole, okay, but you don't want to bake it, so you're doing like a batch cook or you're doing a meal prep, assemble it in your steamer. Put your tacos, your enchiladas, your lasagna layers. Take this and put it in the freezer. This is freezer safe. Then, once it's frozen, pop it out, because you don't want to have your steamer in the freezer forever, because if you're like me, you use it every day. Pop it out, wrap it up, put it back in the freezer, and then when you're ready to cook, unwrap it, plunk the frozen brick back into the steamer that it fits in, and warm it up in the microwave or warm it up in the oven, cook it through. Do the same thing with leftovers. So, they're also dishwasher safe, which is my favorite part because then I don't have to hand wash them. Okay, so everyone's microwave is different. Like I said, I have a cheapy microwave, so mine takes a little bit longer than most of the Epicure.com recipes, so I have to make sure that I check it. So for the first time, add less time. So like I said, I'm going to do 8 minutes. Check it, because it's easier to add time than it is to take time away from something that's overcooked. If you grabbed the ebook, I left a page in there for you to make some notes on at the back. So you can write down, okay, in my microwave, 2 chicken breasts and 2 peppers is 6 minutes, or whatever yours is. So you can write notes on that back page or anywhere you want in the book. Now, your steamer is like a pot. So anything you can boil on the stove, you can do in your steamers. I don't know about you, but I have burned the bottom of many a pot making sauces, making rice, making everything. You can do all of that in your steamers. Don't burn the bottom of your pots anymore. Anything you can boil, you can do in your steamers. So let's talk about breakfast, because breakfast is awesome in these steamers. So scrambled eggs or omelets take 2 to 3 minutes and are easy to clean, non-stick. I love doing it in this size for like an egg sandwich. Whisk 2 or 3 eggs, add in your veg, whatever meat you want, toss in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, bring it out. It's going to be a nice rectangle, fold it up and put it on your sandwich. If you want a bigger portion, the bigger steamers, family size, either the round steamer or the square steamer, same thing. Add however many eggs you want with whatever veg meat you want. 5 to 6 minutes, you'll have half a dozen eggs cooked through. Now, another tip, which Shane used to do, was take the eggs to work. So we'd get a jar, back when we had the cruet. You can use a mason jar, or, oh, I don't have one. Yes, I do. One of our tall empty spice jars. Put your eggs in it, put your seasoning, put your veg, put the lid on it, take it to work uncooked, throw your steamer in your lunch bag. When you get to work, pour it in, pop it in the work microwave, hot egg sandwich, hot scrambled eggs, French toast, whatever it is, for lunch at work. And tell your friends to come see me when they're like, oh my gosh, how did you just make that? You know where to find me. So, poached eggs, water in the bottom of the round steamer, muffin maker on top, crack your eggs into the muffin maker, put the lid on, in the microwave. Or, if you want a smaller portion that's not 6 eggs, use your rectangle steamer. I can fit about 3 eggs, cover them with water, pop them in the microwave, another 2 minutes or so, depending on how you like your poached eggs done, and then you just scoop them out of the water, just like you would if you were boiling them in the pot, but without the mess, without the waiting for the water to boil, like 2-3 minutes. 3 poached eggs, serve them on some toast, and make your Epicure hollandaise in your steamer as well, so that you don't have to worry about burning your bottom of your pots. Another breakfast staple that we love is bacon. So this is our bacon tray. It goes inside the multi-purpose steamer. It's in the microwave. Put your strips of bacon across the top, lid on, contain all of the splatter, all of the mess. The grease drips down to the bottom of your steamer, and it's about 2 minutes per slice of bacon. So 1 piece of bacon, whatever, 4 pieces of bacon is 8 minutes. All of your bacon, and then dishwasher. Done. No heating up the oven, no waiting for everything to heat up and then having to deal with the pan with the mess and sloshing it around and the bacon sitting in the grease. All drips through and it's done. Chef Wyatt loves French toast done in the steamer. Cube up your bread, mix it with the milk and the egg, toss in the microwave, French toast. Again, another 2 to 3 minutes, as long as the egg is cooked through, you're done. And oatmeal. Skip your oatmeal, instant oatmeal packs. Put your oatmeal, 1/3 of a cup of oatmeal, in your rectangle steamer, or more in the bigger steamers. 2/3 of a cup of liquid, or less. I find mine needs a little bit less. Add in your apple pie seasoning. Pumpkin pie seasoning might be coming back next week. Add in whatever seasoning you like, whatever. Sometimes we add in apples, or we add in frozen blueberries into your oatmeal in the microwave, same amount of time as it takes your instant oatmeal packs that are full of sugar, like 2 minutes, and you'll have quick oats. Really, this for me is like 2 portions of oatmeal, because it's becomes quite a lot of oatmeal. So, breakfast. Anyone else have any other breakfast steamer ideas? Pop them in the comments. I would love to know if you have any other ideas, because this book and this, what I'm going to talk about tonight, is by no means an exhaustive list of what's possible with your steamers. There are right now 304 different recipes on epicure.com on how to use your steamers. I'm not talking about all 300 tonight. I'm trying to give you some ideas to get you started using these so they're not taking up space in your cupboards and collecting dust. So I mentioned ground beef already. 5 minutes to cook through a pound of ground beef in the steamer. Round steamer, multi-purpose steamer. Sometimes I can get away with a pound in here, but it's a bit more tricky to mash it around. Or 10 minutes if it's frozen. So I cook it for 5 minutes and then I add another, I mash it up because it's usually partially frozen in the middle. And then I put it back in for another few minutes. And then with those last few minutes, I put in my taco seasoning or whatever seasoning I'm using. I'm not going to wash my tongs. I'm going to give this a little toss through. Okay, so yes, we still need another couple of minutes, but you can see 8 minutes in my microwave is looking pretty good. The peppers are softening. The chicken is almost cooked through. And give it another 2 minutes, and then we should be good for chicken souvlaki. So that's dinner, right? 10 minutes, 6 minutes if you have a fancy microwave. 10 minutes if you have my no frills microwave. So I mentioned, where did I put my tray? Here we are. I mentioned hamburgers on the multi-purpose tray. So again, this would be inside of your multi-purpose steamer. Hamburgers, meatballs, form them, place them on your tray. So I can get 4 hamburgers on here, or I don't know, a dozen or so meatballs depending on the size. And then all the grease will drip through. So again, another 5 minutes or so, and you have cooked through burgers or cooked through meatballs. And you can prepare those, throw them in the freezer, and then pop them back in the steamer for a minute or 2 to defrost them. So anything with grease dripping through, do on your tray. Again, lid on. Most of these recipes are lid on, like I've mentioned in the book, unless otherwise stated. Most of these are lid on. So, pasta. We're having something for dinner, and Wyatt decides he doesn't want that. He says, no, Mom, I want spaghetti. I say, okay. I take a handful of spaghetti noodles, I put them in my steamer, my rectangle one if I'm doing just enough for him. Cover them with water, throw them in the microwave, lid off if you're using things with water. So rice, quinoa, pasta, otherwise you might get a boil over. Pop them in the microwave. My microwave for spaghetti takes 12 minutes. What's from Home Hardware? I don't know what Shane's talking about. Anyways, yes, so pasta. Do your macaroni in your steamer. Cover it with water. Put your noodles in. Pop in the microwave. 10-12 minutes. Drain it like this. And then mix your sauce right in here. And then what do you do with it when it's got sticky cheese and whatever? Bing! Dishwasher. Chicken. We're doing chicken right now in our steamer. So chicken is on the list next. You can cook your frozen chicken breast, not frozen. Cook your chicken breast just like this, but you can defrost your chicken breast like this as well. You can use your ground meat separator to shred chicken for things like pulled chicken or adding to salads. 166. Perfect. So that's it. Chicken souvlaki. Like I can't even get my my thermometer is going right through. It's so great. It's so nice and juicy and tender. And it's not your grandma's rubber chicken that she cooked in the microwave, you guys. This chicken is tender and juicy and delicious. I don't know if you can see it. I try not to. Look at that. This is not your rubber chicken, friends. This is tender, delicious chicken. So, chicken souvlaki, 10 minutes. Bet you can't order a pizza in 10 minutes and have it delivered to your house. Okay, so our microwave is free. I'm going to put in my squash. So, acorn squash. It's fall, y'all. Takes how long in the oven? For me, it takes like an hour. I meant to do this the other way around and put the chicken in here, so I'm only going to do half my squash because they don't fit very well in here together. That's okay. So, roasting squash takes about an hour or maybe a little bit more in the oven. Heats up the house. Goos everywhere in your sheet pan. Squash, beets, anything like that in the microwave, 8 to 10 minutes. You could roast beets all day long, boil them, make a big giant mess in the microwave. Okay, so let's talk chicken some more. Chicken parm. Where are my chicken parm fans? Show me some love, hearts, thumbs ups. Chicken parmesan. Take your steamer, marinara sauce on the bottom, or just crushed tomatoes with Epicure marinara seasoning. 2 breaded chicken breasts, so get your crispy crunchy coating. Put your chicken breasts in your crispy crunchy coating, or whatever breadcrumbs you like. Put them in your steamer, cover them with some Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, whatever your cheese is. Lid on, microwave, 6 to 8 minutes until the chicken breasts are cooked through. Chicken parm in less than 10 minutes. And then do your pasta in your steamer. I don't know if you saw earlier, I want to say it was last week, I did a whole chicken, 3 to 5 pound whole chicken in my steamer. It took 18 minutes. And it was delicious. It was as if I had roasted it in the oven for over an hour. I hope you guys are getting some ideas. Post your aha moments in the comments. I'd love to see. Butter chicken. I just did this today because I'm going to fill my squash with butter chicken. So because I love squash filled with butter chicken, this is my small square steamer because I was going to show you my other steamers. I used my little guy tonight. Look at this butter chicken. I don't know if you can see. I used chickpeas tonight. You can use chicken. I added an onion with some butter, 2 minutes, and the seasoning for 2 minutes in the microwave. Then I added my chickpeas, coconut milk, and crushed tomatoes. Put it back in the microwave. You could do it until the chicken is cooked through. I did it until my sauce was thickened. And it's beautiful butter chicken Faster than you can call the takeout place. Right? So I'm gonna have butter chicken in my squash. Once my squash is done, you can also do it over your rice. Pork chops, again, put them on your tray. 5 minutes. Add whatever seasoning you want, let them drip down. Fish, same thing, steamed fish, like 4 minutes. 1 pound of fish, whatever you want, lemon dilly seasoning, whatever seasoning you want to put on your fish. 4 minutes, again, in the multi-purpose steamer, lid on. Meatloaf, or a donair, or a gyro if you're not from the East Coast, if you're from further east in Europe. In your rectangle steamer, 1 pound or 2 pounds in your multi-purpose steamer of ground meat. Add your seasonings, make it into the loaf. 1 pound of meatloaf in the multi-purpose steam in the 1 pound of meatloaf or donair in the rectangle steamer. 8 minutes till the meatloaf is cooked through. So fast. Again, don't turn on the oven. 2 pounds of the multi-purpose steamer will take you maybe 15 minutes. Okay, we talked about the round steamer and how sturdy it is for soups and stews. So it can be as easy as chopping up some chicken, chopping up some peppers and carrots, throwing it in the round steamer with 6 cups of broth, which will be back next week, the broth mixes. Cook for 8 minutes and you have a beautiful chicken soup to get you through these cold and flu seasons we're having. I talked a little bit about lasagna, doing in the oven. You can also do lasagna in your microwave. So brown your beef in a fry pan or in your steamer. Layer in your noodles, your cheese, your sauces. Pop it in the microwave. No big noodles. You don't have to boil them or mess around. Pop it in the microwave. 15 minutes, then leave the lid on for another 5, just to let it all settle and steam together. Done. Lasagna. 20 minutes. Don't get the frozen lasagna from the store and put it in the oven for an hour and a half or however long it takes. But again, you can also pre-make lasagna, put them in your freezer, pop them out, wrap them up, and then pop them right back in and warm them up. So we talked about sauces. Don't burn your sauces. We're going to do 1 sauce tonight for our dessert. Hollandaise, marinara, caramel, alfredo, tapioca, and rice pudding, cranberry sauce, jams, and anything else. You stand at the stove and boil and try not to boil over and try not to burn the bottom of the pot and mix and mix and mix while you try not to burn the bottom of the pot. And I always end up burning the bottom of the pot, even if I continue to mix because I get distracted by everything. In your steamers. So much faster, so much easier cleanup. Rice, if you guys have been watching me, you know, super easy. I do it all the time in my steamers. 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. Same thing for quinoa. My microwave is about 12 minutes for rice, although I've seen people do it in 6 minutes. They must have real fancy microwaves. Quinoa takes a few more minutes, about 15 minutes for me, but same thing. 1 cup of grain to 2 cups of water. Potato. Thanksgiving is coming. You can do your little chicken, your mashed potatoes, your scallop potatoes, your stuffing in the steamer. You can do your cranberry sauce in the steamer. You can do your side of veg in the steamer. Potatoes, peel them or don't. Chop them up. Potato salad type potatoes, so that the little bit of structure still to them, about 6 minutes. A pound of potatoes for mashing, about 8 minutes because you want them a bit more soft. But no water. Don't put water in there. You just need the potatoes and the moisture that's inside those potatoes. And then all the nutrients are going to stay in your vegetables. Same thing with carrots, same thing with green beans, same thing with whatever vegetable you're cooking in here. Don't add water. Just put them in the steamer. Squash and beets we already talked about. Corn on the cob. If you haven't seen the magic corn on the cob trick, let me know and I will send you the video. Lob off the stem end, so the end that's attached to the corn stalk. Take that off. Leave the husk and whatever other nonsense on the corn. You can put 1 cob of corn in your rectangular steamer. You can put 4 to 6 cobs of corn in your multi-purpose steamer, depending on the size of the cob. 2 to 3 minutes per cob. So if you're only doing 1 cob, 2 to 3 minutes. And the corn cob slides right out of the husk. No need for corn strings and husks all over your house. It's corn season. Try it if you haven't yet. Okay, I need a drink. Whew! Let me know, what is blowing your mind right now? I would love to know what you have learned so far. We talked about breakfast, we talked about sides, and we talked about main courses so far. We've got some ideas. I hope people are making some notes and thinking about what they're going to try. The next thing we're going to talk about is desserts and snacks. So let me know in the comments while I get my squash, what is blowing your mind? What are you going to try? What are your wow, aha moments? I'm going to get a fork. Woo! Can you guys see that? Like butter. I don't know if I can hold this up without burning my hand off because the bottom of the steamer is hot. Okay, but I want to show you, that was 8 minutes in my no frills microwave. See how easy that goes through? I'm going to fill it with butter chicken and I'm going to shovel it in. I may even eat it out of the steamer. I've done that in the past. Okay. So, lids interlocking, corn on the cob, pork chops, squash looks great. Yes, so fast, right? You would cook squash for like ever if you're roasting it in the oven. So you can scoop it out of the peel, you can do whatever you want with it at this point, right? Or you could chop it up and cook it that way. All depends how you like to eat it. Okay, we're gonna talk desserts and snacks, but first I'm gonna get the third thing here we're gonna cook. So, we tried our luscious lemon curd. It is luscious and it is delicious. Whisk 3 eggs, add in mix, and half a cup of water. Okay, let's do that, shall we? So, last night oh, by the way, the souvlaki came in my Epic box this month. So, if you don't have an Epic box already, you need one. Whoops. It is 7 dinners, a dessert, and an exclusive surprise. And a dip sample, except this month it was a salad dressing sample, which is fun. Here we are. Okay, 3 eggs. We're gonna whisk these up. Now, so like I was saying, last night I made shortbread cookie cups. So I took my muffin maker and I pushed the shortbread cookie dough into my muffin maker and baked it in the oven. So I would have gluten-free tarts to fill with my lemon curd. I mean, you can buy, if your house is not gluten-free, you can buy just the regular tart shells in the frozen section and bake them off or whatever. But my house is gluten-free, so I use a shortbread cookie. Now, shortbread cookie is not available in the catalog right now. It will be come Tuesday when the new catalog launches. But it is available right now if you're stocking up on last call items. If you are placing an order of $60 or more, you get to choose a free gift. And one of those free gifts is shortbread cookie. I believe the other one is Easy Peasy Taco and something else. But so for any order over $60, you can add a shortbread cookie. You can get your lemon curd. And you can make these delicious lemon curd tarts, or even just make thumbprint cookies out of your shortbread cookie and add your lemon curd in. Okay, so I still have to add my half cup of water here. But I wanted to start getting this mix combined. Here we go. And then we're going to add half a cup of water. Just happen to have a little prep bowl here. So, if you haven't heard me mention, the new catalog launches on Tuesday, October 4th. Whoop, I'm sloshing a little bit. This is going to thicken up. On Tuesday, October 4th, the new catalog launches. So if you want a paper catalog, let me know. I was just addressing some earlier today. I think I'm going to put this on a plate. Or if you'd rather the virtual shopping link, I'm happy to send that to you as well. So let's just make sure we're following the bouncing ball here. Microwave uncovered for 2 minutes until thickened, whisking halfway through. Okie doke. So 1 minute. Here we go. Okay, so that's one of our desserts that we're going to talk about. Now, some of the other desserts I've got in the ebook here, if you grabbed it. Apples. We're going apple picking on Friday. 'Tis the season for apples. Applesauce. So, peel and chop your apples however you want. Pop them in the microwave, in the steamer. Put them in the microwave, maybe 8 minutes, just like potatoes. Take your ground meat separator, mash them up. Applesauce. Apple crisp, same idea. Think of your recipe that you use in the oven. For me, I use the recipe from the Epic Life Challenge for the Power Up Breakfast crumble. So 6 apples, a tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of apple pie spice. Cook that in the microwave. While that's cooking, I combine the oatmeal and some more apple pie spice because it's delicious. And then cook that for 4 minutes and I have apple crisp. And if I add protein powder, then I call it breakfast. If you add a little bit more sugar, then you can call it dessert. Okay. So we'll add another minute there. Popcorn. If you haven't done popcorn in your steamers, you need to put popcorn kernels on your list today. On your shopping list. Go get popcorn kernels and cook them in your steamer. I just get whatever these are, popcorn kernels. In your rectangular steamer, I'm going to show the lid now because I've run out of steamers to show. In your rectangular steamer, 2 tablespoons of kernels for 2 or 3 minutes. Now, just like if you use the bag popcorn that's got all the weird chemicals that makes the flavor stick to the side of the bag, listen for the popping to slow down. Don't trust your popcorn setting. Don't trust what says on the package because I always end up with burnt popcorn when I listen to that. But if I listen to the popping to slow down, I take it out. Now, one tip I will give you, if you're using the multi-purpose or the round steamer, 1/2 cup of kernels, I smear butter in these little delicious holes, not over the steam holes, but in all of these little sections, so that as the kernels are popping, oh, I'm getting my paper wet. As the kernels are popping, the butter is melting into the popcorn, and that makes the whatever seasoning you're going to add to your popcorn easier to stick to the popcorn. So in our house, our top 2 are the caramel sauce, just dry without actually making it into a sauce, or mac and cheese. Mac and cheese gives you that awesome smart food variety. So, like I said, my microwave's not fancy. The package says 2 minutes. We're going to add a 3rd minute. But that's okay. Start with less time, add more time. So, toss with your favorite Epicure seasoning, your popcorn, whatever. Oh Canada, guacamole, lemon dilly for dill pickle popcorn. Any seasoning you have in your cupboard that you love, ancho lime, throw it in your popcorn. Delicious. Epicure brownies. If you have the chocolate bliss brownies, mix them in your steamer. Don't mix them in a bowl and put them in the steamer because that's just extra dishes for no reason. Mix them in your steamer, then put them in the microwave for 4 minutes, and you will have warm brownies to serve with your ice cream. 2 weeks ago, I think, I did cinnamon buns. So just the tube of crayons, whatever, cinnamon buns. Take them out of the tube, pop the tube, put them in your steamer. It took like 3 minutes to have cinnamon buns. They're not gluten-free. They're not Epic Life Challenge. But let me tell you, they were delicious. And then you just pour the icing over top and they're amazing. Okay, this is looking a bit more like lemon curd. What do you guys think? Lemon curd. So we're gonna let that cool and I will show you my tarts. So cake, also in your multi-purpose or your round steamer, 8 minutes. You can also do ice cream cake in your round steamer. You can take your box ice cream from the shop and smoosh it into your steamer so that it's nice and round and pretty. Then push it out because it's flexible and you can have ice cream cake without going to Dairy Queen or whoever else makes the ice cream cake. Okay, curd's done. Let me show you my tarts before we move on. So these are going to get filled with the delicious lemon curd. Once it cools down a little bit. Okay, I mentioned that this steamer I use for cheesecake. There's many a recipe for cheesecake on epicure.com. If you don't know where to find the recipe bank, I will post a video. But when you're on epicure.com, sherryristo.epicure.com preferably, you'll see at the top it says recipes and meal solutions. You click on that and then you can type in whatever product you have or cooking method or whatever. You'll see all these drop downs, or there's a section where you can type in something like lemon curd and it will give you all the recipes, different ways to use those products. So if you have a product in your house, you're like, I didn't really love how enchiladas were, for example, using the package directions. Go on epicure.com. Maybe you'll love the enchilada burger more than you did the black bean enchiladas that are on the back of the package. If you need help, let me know. So on epicure.com, there's a ton of cheesecake recipes to cook in the steamer in the microwave. So there's no baked cheesecakes, and then there's cooked cheesecakes. So the one I put in the book here has the sweet berry dip mix with cream cheese and Greek yogurt and 1 egg. So it has the egg, so we got to cook it. But it only cooks in like 5 minutes. You let it cool and then slice it. Cheesecake, 5 minutes. I also use my steamers for all of the sweet breads. So I've pulled out a banana bread because I need to make banana bread because we have bananas dying on the counter. Banana bread, carrot cake, gingerbread, cornbread. All of these things can be made in your steamer. Again, just like the cakes, in like 8 minutes. Okay, is everybody's mind blown yet? So, like I said, this is just a very brief overview of all the amazing things you can do with your steamer. My hope, and that I've got it written in the book here, is that you find some ideas that motivate you to get cooking with your steamers, or inspire you to get a steamer if you don't have one yet. I want you to save money in the kitchen. I want you to save time in the kitchen. I want you to get meals on the table in 20 minutes or less every night of the week. So, my challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to cook one meal in your steamer this week. Post a picture or send me a picture if you're not comfortable posting it in the group, and I will send you a prize. It's not a raffle. Everybody that posts a picture of them using their steamer gets a prize from me. So, within 1 week. So, today is Wednesday. So, by end of day, Wednesday next week, send me a picture of you using your steamer for anything. Could be dessert, could be sides, could be dinner, anything, and I will put a prize in the mail for you. Remember that last call items and the vault list are all on the website until the end of day, October 3rd. I'm going to pop in here again October 3rd, 7 p.m., if not before then. But mark down October 3rd, 7 p.m. for the VIP sneak peek. I'm going to show you everything that's in the new beautiful catalog that will run from October until December. So this is fall and gifting. So we used to release a gifting catalog in November. This has the gifting items in it. So this is fall and gifting catalog. If you want a paper copy, let me know. I'm heading to the mailbox probably sometime this week. If you want the link, let me know. But come here in this group, October 3rd, 7 p.m., and I will show you everything that's in this beautiful catalog. And then the products launch October 4th, Tuesday morning. So thank you guys so much for joining me for the Steamer Masterclass. I hope you learned something. I hope you're going to take away some ideas and get using your steamers. If you have any products at home that you're like, I don't know how to use this, I don't know what to do with this, let me know. I'm here to help. I want you using your stuff. I want you eating well, saving time, and saving money. Have a great night, everybody.